Well, I'm pretty new here. I got here this summer, and it was interesting. Do you know the feeling of falling in love? You don't know why. You don't have the exact explanations. You just fall into it. And you love every second of it. Then at some point you sit down with a cup of coffee and you start analyzing and gathering the facts. Why? I met a couple of people and I started falling in love with people prior to starting falling in love with the place. I met a person, somebody, and he was telling me with a passion, and it was like the Rosh Hashanah. He was telling me with a passion on how he loves what is being done in the Jewish life here, how vibrant is Jewish life here. So, and he felt like, I'm telling you now, and I have the goosebumps. It's a good feeling. So that's how I was feeling, and there was actually a good kickstart to enjoy what I'm doing now. My name is Lidia. My last name is Zambilovich. I was born in a former Soviet Union, or the Soviet Union at that point, and the Republic of Moldova, the part of the Soviet Union, one of the 15th republics. I was born in Chisinau, or Chisinau, that is the capital of Moldova. At the beginning of 20th century, it was 46% of the Jewish people living in a city out of all of the population. There were more than 70 synagogues, more than 20 different kind of yeshivas and educational institutions in the area. So it was a vivid, kind of vibey Jewish life in the area. Judaism for us was the fact that being Jewish was going with the people throughout their life. It was in a school registry, at the back of the school registry, where was your last name, your address, phone number, and your nationality. That's how people knew that they were Jewish. Of course, within generations, people were hiding the fact because it was easier to survive, like they did everywhere in the world, to be able to live more or less normally without facing anti-Semitism and discrimination in any sort of the way. For example, how I got to the Jewish community was a Hillel at that point, a boy who I was with at the university invited me for a party. That was a Purim party. Of course, craziness, all of this crowd of people walking around, dressed up, all of this kind of fun and a vibe. And you kind of feel, you know what? I want to be with you. I like you guys. So there was a good feeling. For me, there was a starting point of bringing traditions. The Jewish traditions for us were not coming with the upbringing. They were not. We were actually reversing it. We were bringing the Jewish traditions back to our houses. We were coming home, we were teaching our parents how to celebrate, for example, Rosh Hashanah. We were explaining the idea of around Halas. We were coming back with the ideas of Pesach Seder. They were bringing the traditional kind of model setters and explaining how it should be done and what does it mean and why is that a Jewish tradition? Why? How? And many of those people didn't have a chance, being born in the Soviet Union, surviving war multiple occasions, just living their life knowing that nationality-wise they are Jewish, but not having this, the connection with the religious or traditional stuff. I got to United States a little bit over 6 years ago. I was not planning to be here. It was the situation that happened. I didn't have a chance to get back to Moldova, and I stayed. So here I am. You know what? I love being here. And I love the opportunity that I have in front of me. Our CEO told us about the program that I never knew about. Dreaming about Dayton, the Jewish Dayton, getting bigger, stronger, more beautiful, more vibrant. I know it's not going to happen tomorrow. Sorry. But having it as the goal and kind of a long-term sort of commitment feels like a wonderful opportunity to me. I love it. I personally love it. I like walking with people here, and I've met several local donors, sponsors, if you want to use the word. I would say friends or supporters. And the ideas they were coming up with were kind of impressive. And all of this also puts a little kind of a small talking toward this main idea of getting something bigger. I would love to have the opportunity of seeing people wanting to do more. Not necessarily, of course, money matters, but also emotionally or volunteering. I've met a couple of volunteers. They were just impressive. Just listening to them was, oh my God, people, you have values. It's hard to overlook those. They are just tasty and beautiful and warm and normal. Do you know, talking about Ukraine is I would say it's a harsh subject to discuss. It's sort of a personally painful, and I'm not overreacting. So I started calling immediately, and it's our evening, 11-ish, I would say, 10-ish, 11, like late evening. I start calling back home to my parents, and there is a 7 hours difference. I'm calling them, they are not picking up. It's like morning 5-ish. I'm calling my brother in Israel, same time for him. He's not picking up, and I'm persistently calling several times. He picks up the phone, and like all the normal brothers, swears me because I woke him up early in the morning that I did. And I'm like, man, I know you didn't wake up yet. It might take you a second. Take a breath, have your coffee, walk around, and then check. The war started. They invaded Ukraine. He's like, Lidia, it's stupid. That couldn't happen. I'm like, man, it couldn't happen to me until like 10 minutes ago, but now it is happening. So you have to take your son and your ex-wife from there for them to be safe with the parents. It's like suddenly you have like the world that you think you construct, you have it positioned, but suddenly it kind of collapses and starts having weird shapes and forms, and you don't know what to do. So at the beginning, the only thing that I was capable of doing was being all the time on hold, just sharing the information that I got from any sources that I could get the information from, helping translate the weird stuff, helping translate somebody on the border with Romania. People are from Ukraine, they don't speak Romanian, they don't speak English, so they needed the opportunity. It was easy. It's just, you feel useless. You feel kind of not in the reality. But then I've seen what has been done within this very, very short and very weird and kind of ugly period of time. Our Dayton community started making a lot of efforts, making a lot of things. And by now we're around 60,000. So we are allocating them to $40 million GFNA campaign to support Ukraine. And you know what they're doing? They're helping JDC, the American Jewish Distribution Committee, through support of JAFI, Jewish Agency for Israel, through support of Israeli foreign minister and all of the embassies and consulate. They're helping out Jews who are interested to make Aliyah, Jews who are interested to stay because they have roots and business and life, and they settled. Even though they still have hope, and hope is the last thing we want to lose. So all the borders from the tiny little Moldova that with the 4 million population accommodated more than 300,000 of refugees, to Romania and Poland and Baltic states who are supporting people and giving them the opportunity to flee the war. So, you know what? I was proud. It felt good to be here from multiple perspectives, but that one was less for brain, it was more for here, and it felt good actually.